Hey everyone, how's your Friday? Give me just a sec for the computer to catch up and we will get started. Here's a look at a couple of the snap sets that I'll be using. And how's your Friday? Ours isn't too bad. It's a little rainy, but you know, that's normal, right? It is Oregon. Let's see. There we are. Okay. Hey, and we're pretty straight today. What do you know? All right, so what are we using? This is from the Joy of the Season. It's from the Gnomes, and it is CC 102312. A little longer number than we normally have. And this is the Christmas alphabet. I believe it's still available, I hope. And it is D2187, and it is just adorable to do words with and whatnot. Okay, those two sets. As always, thank you for shopping with me and keeping me going. So I have 3 pieces of paper here. The first one is pattern paper, and our pattern paper is double-sided. As you may or may not know, now you do. And this one is 12 by 5 1/4. We're gonna score on that one. This is our standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is just for the back. So this piece can be anything you want. If you want it to be like mine, it's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay. And I should probably grab a pencil. And I will just jot these down. So this one was 5 1/4 by 12. The green is cardstock. So this is pattern paper, a little thinner, almost as heavy as our cardstock. This is cardstock. This is pattern paper again. Cardstock is normal, standard size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This one again, what did I say? Is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay, that's what you need. Scoring on this one is going to be super easy. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and somebody's coming in my back door or going out. I don't know which it is. Anyway, we are going to put this into whatever scoring system that you have. It could be a ruler and a stylus. And we are going to line this up and score at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, and 8 inches. That's all we need that for. This is going to be a very quick video, I have a feeling. Alrighty, so hopefully you can see those score lines. You will in a minute. This is where we started scoring. This is where we're going to fold the first one over. And I like to, before I totally fold it, make sure that we're even on the bottom and go up. Then we've got a couple more to fold back. Again, I'm going to make sure that we're even and press that down. Then we're going to come this way. This is mountain and valley, back and forth, whatever you want to call it. And last one right there. Then I take my bone folder and all at once I can score all those edges. Okay, so there we go. Now there's several different ways you can do this, and I actually found this from Mary Ellen, a video that Mary Ellen had done. All right, so here's our pieces, some of them. And we're going to need 6 more pieces. So this is some red, because I want to do red and green for Christmas. Oh, and you can only see half of my, let's get rid of that. You can only see half of my thingy. I apologize. There we go, that's a little better. All right, so these red ones are 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then we have a white piece that is 2 1/2 by 1.5. I stamped ho ho, and I just put the two together. I line them up on my grid, and then I line up my block so it's nice and level along one of the lines, and that keeps me level to start with. And then you season it, and you ink it, and you stamp it, okay? But I know you guys know how to do that. All right, and I can show you on this one because I didn't do the back. And yes, I know this is going a different way, but I didn't want to cut into a whole nother sheet. So this cardstock is evergreen. If you don't have the ink pad, it's Z6512. And we are going to ink it up. I always line up stuff on my grid mat. Makes it much easier. Make sure that it's all nice and inked up. We've got some thin lines and some solid lines, so I'm looking at those solid lines to make sure. And if you're in doubt, check it on your paper. I don't know why that happened. Worked fine for me this morning, of course. All right, let's see. So we're going to give that a little time to transfer all that ink. We go ahead and close up our ink pad. Get rid of that. Oh, the hoe. I know that sounds funny. I did in a permanent black so I could color it with markers, just so you know. And there we are with that. Clean that off. And I'm going to glue this onto the lighter side. Our cardstock is the normal color and 30% less. So I am going to glue that down that way because I cut it on the other side. So here's a tip that I do. I look at this corner and a little bit of that corner. So wherever I'm not holding, and that's how I line it up. Now you could, again, line it up on your grid, and you could use the lines to kind of give yourself, and sometimes I'll do this. I'll line this up, okay? Oop. Oh, I'm having difficulties this morning. And I'll hover it over the top, and I see that I can't quite go 2 inches, so I have to go in between. And then I'll do the same thing here. Here's my half, quarter. So in between. So if I go in between and in between, I get, oh, until you wiggle it down, I get it fairly straight, okay? Now we're going to turn this over. Again, this is our true color. And I'm going to put just a little bit more tape along here since it's going to get a little bit more opening and closing along those edges. And the easiest way I've found is to hold all of this, turn this around, make sure we're going up and up, and then this is just going to give us a little bit of an edge all the way around. So again, why is that on there? Hopefully that's not on my, okay. So we're going to do a little bit of an edge, like so, and then put that down, okay? All right, so I've got these ones done, and I just wanted to give you a couple tips on coloring these. I've got a couple of markers here. They are dark red blend and jade green shades. I'm using the light color on both of these. For the dots, since they are very small, and why is my camera leaning? I don't know. I hope I get something new at Christmas. You can, if you hold, I'm going to do just a dot there, but if you hold it down, it will spread. See how much that spread? Here, I don't think you can see that. Let me show you. Okay, so this was when I just tapped it down, and this is when I just held it for barely a second. And you can see, let me get my light up a little bit more. You can see that it spreads, okay? So keep that in mind when you're coloring. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. Make sure I'm on my light. You can just dot it and leave it down, or you can just go dot, 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 dot. On the smaller ones, you can just hold it for a second. On the bigger ones, then go dot, dot, dot. And that's how easy you can color those in. Now, again, I'm going to go to the light of my green shades, jade green shades. And I'm always telling you, look where you're going, okay? So I can see where I'm going, and I will do it at the same time on both of them. So I'm watching where I'm going, and then just fill it in. So you've got to be able to see where you're going so you don't go over the edge, okay? And then I will show you one other thing when I get this one on. So a little bit of tape. Again, I'm going to look at these 3 edges to make sure I get it lined up. Okay, so here's our tip of the day. We're only going to glue half of this because if we glued it down, we can't open it up. So about halfway, and I'm going to err on the side of just a slightly shy. And again, if you line stuff up, then you can line stuff up. And I'm going to put that one there, okay? The next one, again, I'm only gluing half of it, or thereabouts. And this time, I'm going to open up the first part. I'm going to line up these 2 pieces, nice and even, and close this down on top. That way it nests right behind, okay? One more time. Now this one is going to go all the way down so I can give it a good even one. But again, I am going to line it up and fold it up. Ta-da! And then you have ho, 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 and wishing you a delightful Christmas season and a happy new year. And it stands up. What do we think? Oh, and then I added something else. So here's my one I just made, and here is the one I finished, and I added some little silver dots. And I've got 2 large ones and 1 medium one, and if you look, it makes a long triangle. Oh, and I did a little something else. And then when you open it up, I also, this dot is from this top one, and the bottom one, I just added a little one there so it looks even. You could add another one, but I didn't want it to get too bulky. And then I added another little one there, okay? And then I did one more thing on top of here. And this is something to look for in the sale. This is actually Evergreen Shimmer Brush. And it's not current anymore, but there might be some left in the sale. Now you can see that between these 2, this one is quite a bit more black. And all I did was shake it up first, and I just went around and kind of very quickly, don't fuss about it, just get some extra color on there. I'm just kind of dabbing it on in between the red. Don't really, you know, fuss too much about it. If you want to, you can. But I've got other things to do. All right, so I put the green on. And then a color that we do have is the clear. Now, if you had a red, you could put red. But I thought I would show you something that you can actually still purchase. And this is the clear, and I will add that to my berries. It just takes a dot, 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 dot. And the other thing to remind you is that because this is a clear, you want to take it over. Ooh, and that got a lot more color. You want to take it over to whatever you've got for a wipe. This is the shams. I know they're really yucky, and just make sure that that tip is clean, that it didn't transfer any of that sparkle. And there is our card today. What do you think? Quick and easy. Here's the measurements again for you, and I hope you'll give it a try. Now, this could be anything. This could be birthday. It could be any paper. It could be any colors. And it could be anything here. It could be a circle here and a circle here. And you know, it can be a square. It can be whatever top shape. Maybe it's a thin cut of a bird that you cut out and a thin cut of a cage. So it can be anything. And it doesn't have to have this here. This can be the words, as long as they get covered up under there, so it's a little bit more of a surprise, then you can have your sentiment here. And you always still have the back of this to write your message. And it's standard card size, fits in a standard envelope. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll give it a try. I'm sorry that my camera mount is just, it's giving up the ghost. It's saying goodbye. See, I'll hold it up. And ta-ta for now. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. And if you could, please share and subscribe and like this video. And I would very much appreciate it if you could do that. Help me with my channel. Take care, everyone. And don't forget, I almost forgot to tell you, boxing sale starts December 26th through December 31st. Like I said, look for those things that we no longer carry, but maybe they have a few in stock. There's going to be good discounts, but there could be limited stock. So you need to check every day, for Pacific time, starting at 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. Each day will be different items in the sale. So I hope you enjoy that and you find some good things. I am going to watch for cardstocks that I'm almost out of and hopefully pick up some of those and whatever other little treasures they have. Remember, it's a good time to pick up your sparkles and your extra little bits that make it a card fun. And maybe there's a kit that you missed or a stamp that you missed. So have fun with the sale. I'll see you next Friday, just before, while we're in boxing. Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas, everyone.